Matt, I'm kind of scared to do today's episode.
Why is that?
Because that's what it's about, being scared.
Yeah, we're going to talk about being afraid of things, phobias.
I'm afraid of some things, and I'm worried people will make fun of
me.
I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of people making fun of me, of being afraid of things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that? Why do you think you're afraid of that? What's so bad about that?
Well, you know, people judging you. We need to do an intro now. I'm afraid of that.
Oh.
I'm afraid we've waited too long to do the intro.
Introphobia.
Mm-hmm. So today, concerned citizens, that's my new name for you. We're talking about phobias.
Mm-hmm. Being afraid of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some common things people are afraid of. Like certain types of animals usually. Like spiders, snakes, bats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very strange that people are afraid of bats. And a friend of my dad's is very afraid of bats. He's a huge man. Huge, strong, strapping man. He's really afraid of bats.
I'm afraid of strong, strapping men.
I think that you should be more afraid of strong, strapping men than bats. Because what's so scary about bats? I've never understood that.
You know, I have a story to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Story time. So the other day was watching Jaws, the movie Jaws, which involves its own phobias of sharks and such things, with my girlfriend. And suddenly we saw this giant house centipede run into our bedroom.
Yeah.
So she freaked out, paused the movie, and then I got up and dug through underneath the dresser to find it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it for a long time, but then eventually
in shining armor.
Yeah. And I wasn't afraid of it at all. I was like, it's not going to hurt you. Why are you afraid? But she was still afraid. So I moved things around. Eventually, it was behind my remote control car controller.
Mm-hmm.
That was under the dresser.
Yeah.
And I moved it, and there was a giant house centipede. And I'm like, oh, there it is. And then it started moving. And then I had to move other things, and I grabbed it. And
let me stop you for a second there. Everybody understands what this is, right? A house centipede, it's this little thing. It's like a little... Usually, I mean, they're not that little. Usually, maybe they can get about this big, and that's pretty big. And they got huge, long legs. Legs. It's like a little eyebrow.
It looks like
around.
A miniature movie monster. Is what it looks like. Scary, but I don't know why it's scary. I wasn't that scared of it. I'm very proud of myself for not being scared of it. But then
they're scary looking.
Then I killed it. I killed the house centipede.
Yeah.
But it was kind of it was an awkward murder because it didn't die right away. Sorry to let you know about that. But then, so then we're all calm and everything, and I go to wash my hands, and then she yells, "There's another one!" And then boom, I killed the other one right away. It was like it was a good story. It was a good horror story. Like, I thought we were all done, we were safe, but then the monster returns, and I killed it. But then I was wondering, like, why are we afraid of those? Because they're not going to hurt us at all. They're just creepy crawly.
Yeah, I think it's like they don't look like anything that we're used to or anything that we'd be friends with. They move sort of unnaturally. They're just like skittering about, which reminds me of like in the movie Aliens, the sequel to Alien, the James Cameron one. They filmed the aliens in it at a strange frame rate. So when they moved unnaturally. Like they sort of look like they're moving like insects, and I think that it really is creepy when you see it. That they look kind of stop motion-y, or
But why are we as humans afraid of that? I have a couple theories.
Yeah.
One, it was conditioned because of movies and stories.
But I think it came before movies.
Yeah, it probably did. But two, maybe it's an evolutionary thing, and we were benefited by being afraid of them from getting diseases.
Yeah,
being
like
spread.
It's biologically wired into us. I wonder that about snakes too, because I've heard this theory that we are biologically sort of predetermined to be scared of snakes because our ape ancestors often got eaten by snakes. I've heard both sides of this. I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard that there is, like, babies are naturally scared of snakes, or babies aren't naturally scared of snakes. So I'm not sure if that's true or not.
I have a pet snake.
Yeah, you do.
His name is Monty.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of afraid of it. Because it was my girlfriend's... She's not afraid of snakes at all, but she's afraid of little bugs. It was my girlfriend's snake before we started dating. So
it's a little snake, too.
It's little. I still am uncomfortable when we have to take it out for feeding. and then I see what it does to a mouse, and that's
they do eat weirdly. Like I think the way they
it's unsettling.
The way they eat is really unsettling. You're right, and this reminds me of a story of when I was a kid. I'd sometimes catch garter snakes, and I once caught like 3 garter snakes and threw them in a bucket with some frogs.
Oh,
and I don't know.
And your turtles and your snakes and your
I don't think I necessarily
swamp wildlife
thought it through, but like I walked away, I was a kid and did something else, and I came back and the frogs were gone, and the snakes all had like bumps inside of them. They'd eaten the frogs.
Yep.
And I felt a little bad about that, but at the same time, I was pretty fascinated by it too. That what had happened.
Should I go get my snake?
Maybe, yeah. Let's go get the snake.
Okay, we're gonna have an edit. This is on purpose, though.
Yeah,
because of snake wrangling.
And
snake. Yep. Here's Monty, pet snake. I reached in and grabbed him. I wasn't that comfortable doing it because he looked like he was sleeping and he was peaceful. And we haven't fed him in a while. I hope he doesn't think I'm a giant mouse.
He's a ball python? Is that what he is?
Yes, he's a ball python. His name's Monty. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, Monty.
Yep, snake. He gets it. And Mitzi's running around. She's never even met the snake.
Really?
Before. I don't think so. I don't even think she knows.
Mitzi's scared of snakes?
I don't know. Should I find out? No, I'm not going to find out. Maybe Monty's scared of dogs. Anyway, here he is. And what were we talking about? We were talking about phobias.
Yeah, being scared of snakes.
Yep.
And they are sort of weird. They don't have any legs. I think another thing is they move unnaturally. They don't have eyelids. They don't blink or anything.
And I've seen how fast they can attack.
Yeah.
And they're pretty quick. They're
Yeah.
pretty quick. So yeah, I'm a little unsettled now. No, I'm not. I feel okay. Once I get him in, once I hold him, I feel fine.
Yeah.
But it's the approach. I don't want to anger him as I approach. So what are you afraid of, Matt? You got any phobias?
I don't know. I'm not particularly afraid of anything. I mean, I think, like spiders and snakes and all that stuff are sort of unsettling, and like I don't want to like stumble across a spider or whatever, but I don't really necessarily like freak out when I see a spider or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But what am I scared of?
Guns being pointed at you?
Well, yeah, like things like that.
I wouldn't call that a phobia.
I wouldn't say I have any irrational fears.
I'm a little afraid of flying, and I think that's irrational. I shouldn't be. It's not. It's safer than most modes of travel.
Yeah, it is a little. I think flying can be scary. I mean, sometimes I feel a little scared on a flight. Mm-hmm. If there's like turbulence.
Yeah.
Or when it takes off or landing, that always can be a little can feel a little harrowing.
Right. It can, but it's
because you're slamming back into the ground.
Yeah, that's true. but it's also so safe, so ridiculously safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's so rare for there to be an incident. The problem is when they happen, they're pretty significant.
When I was a kid, I was really scared of tornadoes.
I was too.
I'd have nightmares about tornadoes. I sometimes still have nightmares about tornadoes.
I have dreams about them. They're not really nightmares anymore. It's more like, oh, cool, there's a tornado coming. But when I was a kid, yeah, I was afraid. But I think it's pretty natural to be afraid of tornadoes.
Yeah, it is. It is natural to be afraid of tornado, but it hardly ever happens. And I guess we both grew up in the Midwest. Tornadoes happen all the time. Mm-hmm. But the chances of the tornado actually hitting your house are pretty slim.
Yeah. I'm distracted. I'm holding a snake right now. I don't know if you noticed.
I used to be really afraid of getting abducted by aliens as a kid.
Okay.
Because I used to watch. Remember the show Sightings, and they like unsolved mysteries. Mm-hmm. They'd have things about like the aliens, and I used to be scared that they were going to come and take me.
Yeah, that's an irrational fear. I was never too afraid of that. I was afraid of the music video Thriller. The Michael Jackson music video.
I remember being a little scared of that too.
I would leave the room if someone else was watching it.
Because I remember my sisters were trying to get me over my fear of the Thriller video, and they were showing me like this behind the scenes making of that was on MTV or whatever. And they're like, "See, it's not real. You can watch it now."
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when I got over it.
Maybe you never did.
I didn't want to say that, but yes, that's true. I was also afraid of roller coasters, big roller coasters. Yeah. When I was younger, and that's a shame because I just denied myself a chance to be on roller coasters more often. Because now I really enjoy them. I used to be afraid of them. Yeah, You know what? I think
deep water, or like, you know, water you can't see the bottom of, is kind of freaky. You know, and that freaks me out sometimes.
Well, if you're in the middle of the ocean, it could be sharks.
Well, yeah, it could be sharks, but even like if it's like a lake or something, it's a little freaky. Like not being able to see the bottom.
Where's he going?
He's just checking the place out.
Yep. You want to hold him?
Sure.
Okay. Just wait. Oh. Oh. There you go. Got to wash your hands after you're done handling them because they have bacteria all over them. So that maybe that's another beneficial evolutionary benefit to being afraid of them because of the bacteria being spread. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I feel like a lot of things have bacteria on them.
That's true. We should be afraid of everything. What are you afraid of? Tell us in the comments. Also, check out our podcast, and which is this. I mean, there's no other. If you've listened to this, you probably don't need to listen to the podcast, to be honest with you. And we were going to play a song. I should put the snake away first before we do that.
Okay.
So we got to have another edit. Jeez.
All right.
And snake put away. Time.
Don't be afraid.
What are you afraid of
today?
Spiders, snakes, dogs, and apes. Don't be afraid of.
Don't be afraid.
Jonathan Frakes. What's his name from Star Trek? Is that his?
Jonathan. Yeah, this is Jonathan Frakes.
Okay, good.
Frakes, I think. Yeah.
Continue. Roller coasters can be scary, and beards can be hairy. We're a couple of scared dudes with beards and our hearts full of love.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That was the longest one yet.
Oh, looks like we're still recording sound.
No, we're good. We are recording.
Oh, we were recording?
Yeah, we were recording that whole time.
Oh, I thought
we're still recording. No, that was it. This is the end of the video. So, I hope you enjoyed, concerned citizens.
See you next time.
Maybe play an outro ditty right now. Maybe this will be the new outro ditty.
Okay.
We'll work on it.